This life app is looking at how we can live above the bad news. I call this the T-squared app, where we can explore our triggers and transposition to live above the bad news. So let's start with understanding our triggers. If we actively monitor and manage these 4 triggers, we can be better prepared to live with or above the inevitable bad news that's going to come. Our first trigger is speed. When we move too fast, we can put ourselves at major risk of even the smallest piece of bad news derailing us. A second trigger is stress. Stress comes in so many forms. It's always looking for a way into our psyche. When we allow the stress to build up, we become a powder keg, ready to explode at the smallest of sparks. A third trigger is rest, or lack thereof. I know in my own life that when I'm tired and the batteries are low, that it doesn't take much to get under my skin and then pull me down. It's an obvious trigger which we all can manage. The final trigger I'd like to talk about is our fueling. Need I say more than why the word hangry gets used in commercials and in common language today? We know that when we're fueled incorrectly, that we're way more susceptible to emotional lapses, and therefore any bad news can cause us to spiral out of control. So if we can know and control our triggers, then what we can do to experience the other part of our T-squared app, a transposition of our lives, is important to be able to live fully and abundantly when the bad news surrounds us and awaits us. I want to suggest that we can create this transposition by using this displacement exercise. Let's take a look. Here's a glass vase that represents the experiences of our lives. Let's see how we can fill it up. Let's start with these large rocks of Bible reading, prayer time, accountability and fellowship time, church time, and then filled with our gravel or the smaller rocks, faith-based or redeeming books, redeeming and positive movies and television, daily devotionals, some friend time, personal and physical exercises, strengthening time. And then adding our sand, inspirational music and radio, redeeming and positive podcast, if you will, or maybe even redeeming and positive magazines and online sites. And ultimately, our water, uplifting, encouraging conversations. And what is left over is a life transposition with not a lot of room left for bad news to make much of a difference. This doesn't mean that we can bury our heads in the sand and ignore where we must be open, accepting, and ready to help others when the bad news hits. But if we understand how to manage our triggers and are daily working on our transposition, then our T-squared life app can help us live above any and all bad news.